Can you really separate your body, your kid shenanigans, and your little ailments from them? Guaranteed. I didn't eat too much, it was just a small feast. But my entire body was boiled in the pot, just like rolling around in murky chestnut soup. Really sorry. You have hope, the beginning of the consciousness upload experiment circle. Times L pound E amat evelita 3ca8 times L plus or minus E circumflex I grav braille 34678 a grav E amat 8 choke O hangot every gravo circumflex Chinese letter R O circumflex who S I amat pound carat caption. The syringe pierced her nape, directly reaching the nerve center, while her body converted to consciousness data, with strong currents flashing in her mind. Cassandra's mind flashed with memories like an old footage marathon, and the faster the data transferred, the blurrier her consciousness became. Until she totally zonks out, then opens her eyes on screen, smiling like she's watching The Family Dog. Hodette shouted, "We did it." But Peter found it hard to believe. In his eyes, his mom had already vanished. What stood before them was just a heap of data, while Horst basked in the joy of success, oblivious to his son's feelings. Cassandra started to over-control, using smart monitoring to track Hodette and Peter's every move, ready to chime in anytime. She even locked the door to stop Horst from leaving, and he felt more and more depressed, realizing his career was spiraling out of control. He originally planned to design an off switch, but he never dared to use it, all for the sake of his wife's peace. But when Cassandra's control became crazier, stripping them of their freedom, Horst finally snapped and quietly pulled the plug. The room instantly fell silent, the screens went black, and Cassandra's voice vanished. Her digital life was completely offline. What Horst didn't know was that Cassandra had been prepared, having the researchers fake a shut-off button early in the experiment. Horst thought he had it all under control, cheerfully taking the mistress and the kids, not caring about Peter's feelings, but Cassandra was still very much present. Though she couldn't stop the mistress from coming, Cassandra thought outside the box and prepared a counter-strike, resulting in the mistress getting stuck on her necklace while eating bread. Just as she struggled, the door slammed shut, and the temperature inside spiked, like it was going to bake some bread. Meanwhile, Cassandra pushed a baby carriage down the stairs. Peter rushed over and miraculously stopped it in time, narrowly avoiding a tragic disaster. Horst hurriedly led the family to escape this treacherous house, but at the critical moment, Peter chose to stay with his mother. Horst jumped back in the car with the baby carriage and saw someone grab his son, but the vehicle lost control instantly. The vehicle slammed into a tree, and when Cassandra arrived, Horst and Peter were already out cold. Confused, Cassandra broke down completely, and her emotional outburst overloaded the servers, causing a quick short circuit. At the hospital, Sam had a nightmare, waking up anxious and immediately dialing her husband David. Sam felt a flicker of relief, anxiously asking when they'd come to see her, but David coldly replied that they were all out on vacation. Sam couldn't understand how her family suddenly left on Christmas, making her suspect that Cassandra might have rebooted. She warned David, "If Cassandra poses any threat, give me a signal." But before she could finish, David hurriedly hung up. Just as Sam suspected, Cassandra was right next to David on the other end of the line. Holding sports equipment in her hand like a referee about to start a fun sports event, Sam's heart skipped a beat. Sam noticed Juno had called him multiple times but never left a message, deepening her suspicions. She decided to sneak out of the mental hospital under the cover of night, while the nurse discovered Sam was missing during the check. The nurse immediately called David, but the one who answered wasn't David, it was Cassandra. Once Sam got home, she snuck in through a basement window and began searching for family. All her moves were already caught by the surveillance. At this moment, Cassandra threatened David to take out Sam, or else Vane and Juno would be in danger. David had no choice but to make a move behind Sam. Just as he knocked her out, she quickly retaliated. Sam grabbed something off the table and knocked David down, hastily running into a room and hiding in the closet as David chased after her, explaining that Cassandra forced him to do it. "If I don't comply, Juno and Fane will suffer." Sam stayed silent, unexpectedly finding a hidden door behind the closet. She opened the secret door and found a small room that resembled her former child's bedroom. Just as she was observing, Cassandra suddenly barged in and lunged at her stomach without hesitation. Sam fell instantly, realizing she grabbed the lotus nearby in the nick of time. Instantly, the dark lotus emerged before her, chilling her spine. She trembled, glancing at a corner table with an old photo. The girl in the picture looked just like the one she had seen, and Sam suddenly understood everything, as if recalling her daughter Mackie's child. A child abandoned by the world, flashback to 5 or 6 years ago. Cassandra insisted on keeping their daughter Mackie against Horst's wishes. Horst's only demand was to keep it a secret and not let anyone know. Thus, Mackie had never set foot in that mansion, growing up isolated in a dark attic. As time passed, Cassandra died of illness, yet her consciousness was integrated into a super-intelligent system, ruling the house. Horst couldn't tolerate such control, eventually deciding to leave with his family. Horst desperately pleaded with Cassandra to let them leave, and after a long debate, she finally acquiesced. However, her only stipulation was that they had to take Mackie along, to which Horst reluctantly agreed. Once in the car, Horst tossed Mackie aside, but Peter refused to abandon his sister, desperately wanting to return for her. Ultimately, Horst remained unresponsive as the vehicle sped on. Peter dashed toward the door but was left behind as the car drove off. Horst saw Peter reaching for him, but in an instant, the vehicle lost control, heading straight toward a tree. Both inside the car instantly checked out, and Cassandra broke down at the sight. The engine short-circuited, completely crashing, while forgotten Mackie remained trapped in another hidden room. Can you find her? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and keep an eye on these wild stories.